It's the story of two worlds. One stretching over 10 years, the other only 3. One from one of the oldest creators on the platform, the other from many of the newest. One based on a single cat writing weird tales, the other based on countless different players writing their own stories and interconnecting them all. Both bringing joy to millions. Both bringing tears at the end. Both bringing a new member to the Minecraft Hall of Fame. And both bringing themselves to a close in 2023. The latter was the Dream SMP, which for many reasons I will not be discussing. The former, however, was Stampy's lovely world. In May of 2012, a man named Joseph Garrett released a small, simple little video wherein he tried out this small, up-and-coming indie game known as Minecraft. And in one simple phrase, he changed the course of over 10 million childhoods forever.
Stampy's lovely world, I call this.
And from there, over 800 episodes would be made here, where all my friends are here with me, in my lovely world. Every episode starts the same way.
Hello, this is Stampy, and welcome to a Minecraft Let's Play video, and another video inside of Stampy's lovely world.
He eats his cake, first from his old friend Lee, then later one he baked himself. He adds a person to the love garden, a field of signs, thanking people for what they made. In our hearts, we all have a love garden, and if you're watching this video, I'm willing to bet that yours has Stampy in it too. Every episode feels the same after a while. Stampy goes to his town or his funland, he builds something, if we're lucky he might play a minigame or two. Then he signs off with his iconic goodbye. But man, they're never the same. Every day, a helper does something weird. Every day, there's some disastrous googly attack. Every day, there's something different, even if it starts to feel similar. Then every once in a while, something truly wild will happen. Stampy will construct a rocket ship and fly to the moon with no mods. Stampy will consume the world's tastiest cake, use his time machine to try and eat it again, then end up being sent 65 million years in the past, the time when dinosaurs walked the earth, before cryogenically freezing themselves. Stampy will go to bed, then wake up with presents from Santa Claus. Stampy will go to bed Christmas Eve, then not get presents and have to travel to the North Pole so he can save Santa. Stampy has gone to the North Pole no less than 3 separate times in this game. Then, there were my favorite episodes. The episodes wherein the orange and white feline friend faced a red and black supervillain by the name of Hit the Target. There was the time he rode in his submarine to an evil lair. There was the time he was nearly defeated by Hit the Target as he tried to save all of its dogs. But the best episode of them all, without any shadow of a doubt, was Sinking Feeling. The first half was entirely dedicated to playing up the fact that this was a normal Lovely World video. But when he saw Hit the Target's ship, that was abandoned. He rode in his boat, the SS Stumpy, and engaged in an all-out naval battle with his longtime foe. But as he was being defeated, he needed to call for help. He threw an ink sac into the sea and spoke the ancient words.
Hit the target's attacking! Give him a smacking! The mighty Kraken!
And with that, he summoned the powerful Kraken, who, as it turned out, was IBallisticSquid, another of his popular helpers. This episode alone really highlights everything that was great about this world. From the simple opening to the dramatic midpoint, from the epic battle to the comedy of the Kraken just being one of his helpers, and from making Hit the Target walk the plank to just seeing Stampy say goodbye. This episode was lovely. And in itself, this is a microcosm of this whole story. Of the simple beauty of Stampy's lovely world. In the early days, everything was improvised. First, he was by himself, but he soon had friends joining him, the Minecraft slaves, later renamed to the much more YouTube-friendly Minecraft helpers. Those helpers would do anything he wanted them to, although at times there would be additions. A man named Craig once added something outside of his house while they were building. A little heart made of dirt with a sign that read, Stampy's Love Garden. Soon, the dirt was replaced with pink wool, and from then on, every episode began with Stampy walking down to the love garden and thanking someone for comment, for making fan art, for making a video, or for some other incredible piece of dedication that he wanted to shout out. A garden loved by everyone who sees it, full of names that seem to be in sequence. In my lovely world. But everything changed when one day, a helper named Hit the Target attacked him. He created a lair of his own and attempted to steal Stampy's entire wolf pack to use as an evil dog army. That fateful day, and for every day after it, there was a new level of creativity in this world. Every episode, there was a chance the saga of the battle against Hit the Target would continue. Every episode, we started doubting if what we were seeing was truly improv. Every episode, Stampy asked himself if this would be a fun day with friends, or if it would be a planned, scripted duel against his old foe. Over the years, most of his helpers drifted from the game. Once, it had a vast array of friends. Craig, Amy, Rosie, Sqaishey, Squid, Lee. But many of them drifted from the game. By episode 330, practically everyone but Lee was gone. Soon, Lee got into controversy, and by episode 350, he was once again all alone. His lovely world was now a lonely world. But this cat doesn't just grovel in defeat. He doesn't hang his head low and resign because everyone has left. You can't take it apart. Everything we do, everything we love, no, you can't take it all apart. This is Stampy's lovely world. Instead of quitting because no one played with him, he leaned in on the storytelling. His helper, Viva Dash, turned out to be working with Hit the Target, and as they sicked a wither on him, it looked like the end. Until in the last moments, Stampy was saved by someone who introduced himself as William Beaver. Soon, he would be joined by two more helpers, Reindeer and Fizzy Elephant. Before episode 400, his world would be lonely no more. It was then, and would be forever, just lovely. In his lovely world. But there's more to it than just that. In addition to the lore, Stampy had a story. The story of a young man abandoning what he really wanted to make because it was taking too much time, still refusing to stop creating altogether. The story of making friends, of losing friends, of raising children, of those children moving on. In the past few years, his fans have always been trying to figure out the lore, to predict what's upcoming. And if you watch the videos from that time, you can start to sense a bit of animosity toward that. He makes so many little jokes about problems from the ray tracing, or something weird he's doing, or something weird a helper is doing. And as soon as he does that, everyone goes to the comments and to the fandom site. They start asking, was that a hint? Is Stampy trying to hint us at something? And man, you can really see the toll that takes on him.
The problem is whenever I say stuff like this, always people come up with like theories saying about like, ooh, was that a hint? Is the next big story Stampy's gonna turn evil? No, it's not. I didn't mean that.
Something I caught while watching a bunch of his old videos was that at the end of all of his story-driven ones, in the early days, he ended by saying this.
As always with my videos, the only purpose of the video was to entertain. I wasn't trying to fool any of you.
Stampy never wanted any of us to believe his stories were real. But for an impatient 7-year-old who never watched to the end of videos and moved to the next one after the first traces of an outro, that never clicked. We all believed it, other than that one friend I had in 3rd grade who always hated Stampy specifically because he could tell the stuff was staged. I'm sure the cat liked how much people enjoyed his art, but man, that must have taken a toll on him, right? But all that darkness, all that sadness he had, I don't think that's what Joe would want us to focus on.
It is sad when something or someone dies and, there's no way to get around that sadness. And that sadness, might always be with you, but it will fade. It will, lessen over time. And eventually, you're going to be focusing much more on the fact that you had so many good times with whoever it is, rather than, the fact that they're no longer with you. And
we've all heard the phrase, "Don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened." And that's an easy line to throw around when someone else is experiencing the hurt, but once you're hurting, that's harder to manage. That clip was from over 100 episodes ago, after a battle with Hit the Target killed 3 of his dogs. It was from over a year before Technoblade would die. It was from over 2 years before Stampy would officially end the lovely world. When he said that, I can't help but wonder if he was already planning to end the series, and wanted to say something years in advance to prepare us for when it happened. But damn, I really needed to hear that while writing this. So all that being said, Stampy, no, Joseph, thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. So much. For keeping us entertained for over a decade. For always being there to make us smile when we're down. For creating a world so enormous, with characters so interesting, that I spent almost the whole finale yelling at the screen, "Hit the target attackin'! Give him a smackin'! Almighty Kraken!" For every single person ever added to the Love Garden, even if I never became one, much as I tried, for making me care so much about this lovely world that I'm crying as I record this, for creating a story with so much love, so much joy, and so much intrigue, that practically every new video was punctuated by me going to the fandom site for your channel and theorizing about what you were introducing. For staying true to yourself through everything. For making sure we always had something to smile at. For raising well over 10.8 million children. From the bottom of my heart, even though you'll probably never see this, thank you. You are the cat who raised a generation, and we wouldn't be the same without you. And to the rest of you, thank you so much for watching this rambly, incoherent mess of a video. May all your cakes be tasty.
In my lovely world, in my lovely world, in my lovely world, the skies are open.